Hi, Mary.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You're so adorable.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, as you know, my name is Mary. I'm 18. I have a 1-year-old son. He's gorgeous. He looks like me. That's why. But yeah, and I currently live in Covenant House. I'm gonna skip the dramatic story about how I've been kicked out of my house so many times I've lost count. But I'm a lesbian, yes, and I do have a kid, and I don't like men. Not that I've been treated bad or anything, but you know, I just prefer girls. But any other questions?
So, how is it being a mother for you?
It's iffy. I mean, I love my son to death, but I wish that I would have waited so I could have had everything together and I would have been able to provide for him and take care of him the way that I'm supposed to. Right now, I'm just giving him the emotional support that a mother should give a child, but financially, I really can't support him. So, yeah.
So, what's the experience like being at Covenant House?
It sucks, but it's a learning experience. I mean, you're around a whole bunch of girls all day that go through different problems, and you watch how they handle certain things, and you learn from them. I mean, you kind of get caught up in the drama a little bit, but at the end of the day, you got to remember that you're there to get your life together.
So, are you, as a mother, are you going, that's your son you said, right? As he
Yes.
gets older, are you going to talk to him openly about sex and be one of those mothers that talk about?
I mean, right now, I mean, he's still young, but I'm still, like, a little bit uncomfortable about my sexuality. I'm not ashamed, but, you know, it's just like, in my family, gay is never heard of. You know, even if you are, you hide it. Like, when I first got with my boyfriend, my family, they knew that I was, like, you know, bisexual or whatever. And they were so happy. They're like, oh, yeah, you have a boyfriend. You should stay with him and this, that, and the third. And even when I told my family about the domestic violence, how he was hitting on me and everything, you know, they were like, oh, it's your fault because you can't be faithful to him and all this stuff. So I never really had help. So it's like, okay, now it's like my sexuality is a problem. And I felt like, you know, okay, I'm just going to hide it from everybody. I'm not going to tell anyone. But I'm getting older, and I'm starting to realize that I make the decisions, not everybody else. So I'm getting there. I'm getting more open about it.
So your family kicked you out because...
No, my family didn't kick me out because of my sexuality. It played a part, but it wasn't the biggest thing. It's like, you know, every teenager goes through that stage where, you know, you don't want to listen and you don't want to follow rules. I mean, I was trying. It's not like I was doing real bad. You know, sometimes I come in late or whatever. But my main thing was I'm taking care of my son. You know, I should have a little bit of freedom. I shouldn't have like a 10 o'clock curfew and I'm 18 and on top of that I have a child. So it's like, you know, if you can't follow that, then you have to go. But it was a lot of issues. I had a lot of issues growing up. I was adopted by a family that really didn't give a crap about me, basically. But
Wow. So are you from New York?
yes, I am from New York.
So what do you like best about living in New York City?
I don't really know what I like best, but I love Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, and I love Brooklyn. It's like the atmosphere and everything is me. Is where I'm from. I mean, I come to Manhattan, I go to Queens, to the Bronx, and it's like, you know, it's nice. Everyone's nice, but it's boring. Brooklyn is so live. You hear the craziest slang, and it's like, yes, I want to say that. I love Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
So do you, when you're going to have sex with whoever, do you talk about safer sex before you get involved?
Actually, I do. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made with my son's father. Like, we never used condoms. Honestly, never. I could count on both hands how many times I probably got pregnant. But, I mean, that was one of my biggest mistakes. My son was never a mistake. I don't regret it at all. I don't regret having a child young, nothing like that. But I wish that we would have actually used condoms and I would have waited to have a kid until I was a little bit older. But now it's like, yeah, it's like condom. We have to talk about it. It's the big topic before we get anywhere.
And with women as well?
Yes, even with girls.
So what's the difference between the two, like when you talk about safer sex? Who takes it better? Who says, okay, we'll do it, or?
Well, see, honestly, I don't really know, because when I was with my son's father, he didn't want to use condoms. Never. And you know, it was like, oh, I love you, whatever, so you could just tell me anything, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go with the flow. With girls, I guess it's better because girls are more understanding, like, you know, most girls wouldn't be like, no, I don't want to use condoms, but with guys, it's like, it's different, so I'll say girls take it better.
So what's one message you would like to tell young ladies that are watching this video? What will you say to them about anything, really?
Well, right now, I would say, you know, don't let anybody try to tell you what to do. The first thing that comes to your mind, go with it. You know, don't let anyone say, oh, you know, this is better or this is better. You think for yourself. Be your own person and have your own mind. You know, because that second thought in the back of your head might not always be the best option. Go with your first option. That's what I think.
You're so wise for such a young lady. But thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.
All right.